Hi everybody, Jen Myers with Jen Runs Real Estate here, coming to you in true running fashion to explain appraisal gap coverage. I am processing offers today for a listing, and this term comes up quite a bit. Lots of agents ask about it, buyers ask about it, and sellers ask about it. So let's talk about what it is. We're going old school today, pen and paper, to show you guys a little bit about how the numbers work so that as you're writing your offers, you can have an idea of what happens with it. So let's pretend you're a home buyer and you write an offer on a home for $500,000, okay? So your offer goes into the seller, you have your offer price, and you're in a bidding war, and you're a little bit worried about whether or not the home is actually going to appraise. So you talk to your agent and you say, what can I do about that? And your agent tells you about appraisal gap coverage. Appraisal gap coverage is an amount that you are willing to make up if the house does not appraise. So let's pretend you have a $500,000 house and the appraiser says, well, the house is really only worth $450,000. You have a $50,000 gap. $50,000 gap between the 500 and the 450. Now, if you wrote in appraisal gap coverage, you might be responsible for making up some of that difference. So your appraisal gap coverage may be $10,000, $20,000, and your verbiage would say something like, I am willing to make up to a $20,000 difference in the event there is a gap like this. If there is a gap, you have to be prepared to bring that money to closing. So whatever you said you would bring, if that gap falls into place, you have to bring that money to closing. 90% of the time, homes are appraising. So please keep that in mind. Just because you're writing it in doesn't mean you're going to have to pay it. But if there is a gap, you will have to end up paying that coverage. So as a seller, what does that mean for you? Well, it's more assurance that you're going to get your sales price. So if your buyer writes in $500,000 and your appraiser says $450,000 and they said they were willing to make up to $20,000 of an appraisal gap, that actually means that you're getting $470,000 for the house. You would still have to make up the difference or the transaction could terminate, but they are guaranteeing you a little bit more of coverage. Buyer and seller. The other message I want you to take away today is your agent should be meeting that appraiser. Appraisers have a tough job right now. Your agent should be proactive. They should be meeting them with comps. They should be meeting them with information about the house. If you are having a conversation with your real estate agent about appraisal gap coverage, the first question you should be asking them, are you going to meet the appraiser for me? So I hope this answers some of your questions about what an appraisal gap is, what it looks like, so that you guys are a little bit more informed as you're writing those offers. Hope you have a good day. If you have any other questions about appraisal gaps, message me. I'm happy to answer any questions that I can. Have a good day.